the only thing about this human experience is having emotions around the reactions that people have around you about how one might be living a life. And trying to simplify everything, and I share my journey because they keep asking me. If I don't do a video, like my guides might keep on at me, and I think people think this is all made up, and it's not, because I'd be happier off this camera, off a device, off a Wi-Fi, in the outback for 6 months. I'm just about ready to disappear. This season has been highly testing. But it's I think just the practice of when you come into this awakening, we realise, what we trigger or who we are, and the emotions of others, is to like detach from how they react. But it is annoying when you see people think like, oh, she's so hard work, and oh, she's so difficult, and this, that and the other. Like when one tries to maintain the simplest life ever of being in service, however that resonates with us. Some might be in a 9 to 5, some might be helping the elders, some might be helping the family, some might be cooking, whatever. And then how you rise to the day, and then how you end. I just try to keep, I don't need to be, people think when you don't go out and you don't do loads of things, you don't eat out here and there and and I've done all that shit in my life. I get bored of stuff, and so they think that you're boring, or life's boring if you don't do loads of things. When I think the gems and the magic that I found after going to hell to find heaven, because I really do believe the soul work that we enter into, whether it's conscious or not, whether it's activated by something tragic or not, and it does tend to happen by something big happening in our life. A divorce, changes somebody forever, or losing a child changes somebody forever. And these things are part of ourselves, and they don't ever go. We just learn to manage the grief or the love or the emotions around that. But for me, like the magic that I found is in being blessed to like wake up and it be quiet and not chaotic. The blessing is in like having filtered water available at all times, and not having to buy plastic water. And like, I say this because I lived in a place for 4 months where water might the tap water might not be able to be drank. I mean, grapefruit seed extract is a really great thing for that kind of stuff, and obviously people are now buying the life straws and various straws where you can drink out puddles when you're on treks, but that's a tangent. But the blessing for me, the small, is like, at the minute, wild garlic's making me happy because I can forage and get some herbs for free, and like my body on wild garlic, like my skin, everything just feels really great. And the blessing is in like the sun coming out and standing in the sun and getting it on your face and getting natural vitamin electricity from as little as 5 minutes up to the whole day. I find joy in all of that stuff, and it doesn't mean that I need to interact with the external world. Now, I'm not saying we don't need that human connection and being around people, but I think when you realise you're a deep soul or a complex mind, and you go through things and it's quite overwhelming, you just want to get back to the simplicity, the calm, the nervous system being regulated, and the heart being full, and being able and desiring to share that with others. Is and being in the feminine is like not wanting to do, and I'm not saying being lazy, because I like generally, I want to be a homemaker. Like I like to, I'm not sitting saying OCD, sit there scrubbing it. I like to be tidy and ordered. That's my masculine. I honed it for many years because I was more in my masculine, but the feminine now is like the being. I'm really full enjoying like the being. Like I don't need to do anything for like a day, 2 days, 3 days, even up to a week, and I will find ways to entertain myself or entertain whoever I might be with, and connect with animals. For me, that's joyful. I'd rather do that than play any game on a PlayStation. People love gaming, that's for them, but I like talking to animals. It does feel really funny to say, but I think I've probably always done it instinctively from a kid. And it's just now things and this big awakening that everyone's going through is like, I don't give a shit if people see me talking to a caterpillar But ladybird, these are all signs that I get from the universe because I've watched what happens after I see or hear things from nature. I watch the abundance flow into my life. I watch the connections happen in front of me. I watch two people heal, or I watch a miracle happen, or I watch a baby being born, or I watch an elder do psilocybin and find joy in a life that they maybe in a way, or a connection to self that they've not seen. That is magic. Does that require spending money? No. Well, maybe if you don't grow your own bits and bobs, we need it. But everything's changing right now. And I know we need to be practical in a pragmatic, real life way, physical earth, things won't change that much, but things will change. And barter systems and exchange systems will come into play, and the communities are building, and people are just deciding to just fuck it all off. Because we're not meant to be stressed. Life doesn't come without challenge, especially if we grow our own food. We know what that's like. Human relationships, we know what they're like. But stress, no. I refuse it. Anybody else that brings stress into my environment, keeps picking at things or old wounds, do one. I'm not saying I'm never going to mention anything from the past, because we go through these massive cataclysmic, stuff, and it's in us and it becomes part of us. We're changed forever. Their experiences, lived experience, they're part of the story. But to keep going on and on and on and looping round and round and round and trying to find ways to make you happy is because something is not settled in self. Nothing from the external realm can give us peace. Nothing from the external world can give us validation. We have to do that ourselves. We have to find number 7. Lucky number 7. Alabama 3. Sons of Anarchy. I don't know why that's coming up, but that is a great series. Anyway. And he also played King Arthur in a film. There'll be 1 or 2 people know what I'm talking about, but I really like that actor. I never remember his name. Excuse me. And I loved the Sons of Anarchy series, and I love the theme tune by Alabama 3. Woke up this morning. Anyway, getting off that tangent. And it's funny because I'm in a place where now, none of the modern world stuff interests me. A lot of us, or I heard some people talking about going back to watch The Sopranos and going back to watch older things and listening to a lot of 80s, 90s stuff's coming through at the minute. A lot of funk and soul and Motown and MJ, Michael Jackson's comes through a lot. It's I think the realisation is that some of us are going to go through is relying on any external world thing now, and it will come crumbling down, it will come crashing down. And I'm not part of the, oh my God, we're in Armageddon. Excuse me. I'm not part of any group think. I just am watching things and observing things as the energy lands in my consciousness and my body. And I just don't believe anything from the external world can give us validation. If we continue to have arguments with people, what is the point? What is the point in arguing with people? We can have disagreements and stuff, but what is the point? And if things don't make sense to me, logically, I will walk away. I do not need to solve that issue. That is a control thing. It's a narcissistic tendency that, yes, potentially all of us have, is holding on to things, controlling things, wanting things to be a certain way. When by now, in this ascension, everybody must know, we can't control jack shit. We can't even control the water we're drinking, so... Well, we can get filters and all of that stuff, but someone may like hibiscus at the minute. But anyway, well, because Venus is talking a lot, because Venus is in Aries right now. I have Venus in Aries, so hibiscus is a Venusian plant for joy. And it's really nice because sometimes when I go through pain, it cools me and it makes me happy. Anyway, this is slightly tangenty. My consciousness is currently dipping in and out of past, forward, future, which is just at 11 o'clock on the clock here. This is just how I'm experiencing life at the minute, the energies. So, and I've been recently emotionally drained by unnecessary arguments, because I just don't do it anymore. I don't do it. I don't hang around with anybody that's not found peace in their heart. I don't want it. Like, why? I'm not saying other people are bad people, but no, I don't want to be around people that are projecting their pain onto me anymore. Me even questioning, and it's interesting because I don't really get to watch Moon Omens, some of their videos. They put out videos all the time and I never get to watch them, but she's amazing. I think her name's Nina. Anyway, the latest one, and I've shared it on my Facebook and stuff, is so interesting about, healing the healer complex, because everybody's like, I'm a healer, I'm going to heal you. Like, it's not our job. Like, we might have incredible healing abilities. We all do, because we've all got to heal ourselves. But a lot of us give that power away and think that somebody I've got to go to a shaman, I've got to do not discrediting that line of work or that connection to spirit and soul work, because a lot of us, some people might need guides and support systems as we move through darker traumas in our life for the wounding. But ultimately, we are the only ones that can make those choices for ourselves, that can lead us into true fulfillment, true connection to soul. A lot of what I'm finding out recently, though, is not everybody has a soul in this world. I'm not talking about the NPC thing and are they real and AI and the reptilian. I'm just saying, not everybody is connected to their soul or has a soul. And so where some of us over the years might have met people and like battled in conversation, it's because we're not aligned, because some of them are not existing and operating on a soul with any connection to a soul. So I don't know why I shared that, but that's just for someone clearly. Or for me. Bye.